I've always thought that our animal cruelty laws in Florida are too weak and the sentencing guidelines are too light. But in light of that, I do think that the judge's sentence was fair. I thought that Judge Johnson did a great job at the trial, and I thank the jury for their service, because this was a really a tough case where we knew that the defendant had multiple instances of abandoning animals in her past, but we could not mention that in front of the jury. And so we were able to still get a conviction in this case based on the testimony of the maintenance man at the Sands Hotel. He was the key witness, and the jury found him credible, as did we, and we believe justice has been done in this case. This poor dog suffered at the hands of this defendant and ultimately died because of her actions and inactions. She abandoned this animal, left him with no food or water, and then at trial the defense was that the dog wasn't even hers. This dog was severely malnourished, died of starvation and dehydration. But what really got me as a animal lover, a dog owner, and just as a human being was knowing that this dog in the last months of his life had an ear infection that had grown so bad that maggots were growing in his ear, and because the dog was so neglected, the dog's nails had grown so long and so sharp that every time the dog tried to scratch himself, his ear, he opened up a larger wound, and so he died with a very painful open wound with maggots in his ears, in addition to the starvation and dehydration. It was truly a cruel, heinous act here by the defendant. We see mental health as a major part of the criminal justice issues in this county. You can't be state attorney not realize that we don't do an adequate enough job of dealing with mental health problems in our county, in our state. And the defendant had mental health issues, but it doesn't remove the culpability in this case. The fact that she has had a history of doing this, and she did it again in this case worse than ever, where she abandoned this poor dog, left him to die in squalor, in filth, and in a condition that was particularly cruel and painful. And so, yes, mental health is often a part of the cases we see in this county, but ultimately defendants who commit heinous acts must be held accountable for their actions.